All right, welcome to The Explainer. So if you're looking to launch a highly lucrative, completely future-proof IT career by 2026, and you want to do it without becoming a hardcore software engineer, well, you are in the exact right place. We're going to break down the ultimate 2026 cybersecurity career blueprint. Let's get right into it.
You know, we constantly hear about data breaches, massive ransomware attacks, and digital theft in the news. Have you ever wondered how hackers actually pull that off? Or, honestly, more importantly, how massive companies manage to stop them? It sounds like something straight out of a spy movie, right? But the reality is, organizations are fighting real-world cybercrime every single minute of the day, and they are desperately looking for people just like you to be the solution to that massive problem.
So, what exactly is the solution? Enter the cybersecurity professional. Basically, you can think of this role as being a highly specialized digital security guard. The core of the job is super clear. You prevent attacks from happening, you detect threats when they inevitably do sneak in, you respond to incidents, and you lock down highly sensitive information. And here's the best part. Literally every single organization today, from tiny startups to massive banks and government agencies, desperately need these folks on their front lines.
Okay, so here's our easy-to-digest roadmap for today. We'll be covering 1. The cybersecurity boom, 2. Building your foundation, 3. Mastering security skills, 4. Landing the job, and finally, 5. Salaries and pitfalls.
Starting right off with Section 1, the cybersecurity boom. Why is 2026 the absolute perfect time to get in?
Listen, the sheer scale of opportunity right now is just mind-blowing. High demand worldwide, excellent salaries, and fantastic remote work opportunities. Plus, you get multiple dynamic career paths, a chance for continuous learning, and incredibly strong job security. Because cybercrime is escalating every single year, companies are literally forced to invest billions of dollars into security infrastructure. So, getting skilled up now essentially guarantees you're going to be incredibly valuable for years to come.
Moving into Section 2, building your foundation. This is Phase 1 of our blueprint.
Look, before you even think about putting on a hacker hoodie and learning to crack passwords, you actually have to understand how computers work under the hood. Phase 1 breaks down into 4 steps: computer basics, networking, Linux, and basic programming. You've got to understand operating systems and command lines first. By building this rock-solid base right out of the gate, you completely save yourself from getting hopelessly overwhelmed when things get more complex down the road.
And let me be super clear about this. Networking is the absolute backbone of cybersecurity. Stuff like IP addresses, DNS, HTTP, routers, firewalls, and subnets. Without a really solid grasp of how data actually moves, physically and logically across a network, everything else in this field is an uphill battle. Basically, if you don't know how computers talk to each other, you definitely can't step in and protect those conversations.
All right, your next non-negotiable step is Linux, because guess what? Most of the heavy-duty penetration testing and security tools out there just don't run on standard Windows. So mastering basic commands like ls to list your files, cd to change directories, or sudo to run things as an admin, that needs to become a daily habit. Pro tip, just install a virtual machine on your current setup and start practicing today.
And wrapping up Phase 1, we've got basic programming. Now take a deep breath. You absolutely do not need to become a full-fledged software developer. Not at all. But knowing some basic Python, a little bash scripting, and the core basics of SQL and JavaScript, that is a total game changer. It lets you automate boring, repetitive tasks and genuinely gives you a much deeper understanding of how software vulnerabilities actually work in the wild.
All right, on to Section 3, mastering security skills. Let's step into Phase 2.
This is the fun part. This is where all that foundational theory translates into thrilling, hands-on action. We go from learning cybersecurity fundamentals straight into hands-on labs and finally into essential security tools. So you start by nailing the concepts, knowing exactly what malware, trojans, phishing, and encryption are, and then you pivot into actively defending against them.
But how do you actually learn to defend against them? Well, by getting your hands dirty. Theory alone is not going to get you hired in 2026. You've got to jump into practice platforms like TryHackMe, Hack the Box, or the Portswigger Web Security Academy. These sites are amazing because they let you break things safely. You solve labs, you make a ton of mistakes in a secure sandbox environment, and you learn from those real-world scenarios. That is exactly how you build unshakable confidence.
And while you're grinding through those labs, you're going to slowly build up your essential toolkit. We're talking the big ones: Nmap for network scanning, Wireshark for analyzing traffic, Burp Suite for web security,
Metasploit for pen testing, and Nessus for vulnerability scans. But hey, a huge piece of advice here. Do not try to learn all of these at once. You'll go crazy. Just pick one tool, master its quirks inside and out, and only then move on to the next one.
Which brings us to Section 4, landing the job. Welcome to Phase 3.
Now it's time to actually prove those newly acquired skills to potential employers. Phase 3 is the job hunt, and it boils down to 3 simple steps: earning your beginner certifications, building a stellar portfolio, and hitting submit on those entry-level job applications. You just need a way to validate all the hard work you've put in so you can confidently step into the market.
So let's talk about certs for a second. Think of them as a crucial stamp of approval for your foundational knowledge. Some fantastic beginner certifications to target are the Google Cybersecurity Certificate, CompTIA Security Plus, ISC2 Certified in Cybersecurity, or Cisco Certified CyberOps Associate. Seriously, having just 1 or 2 of these on your resume instantly signals to a hiring manager that you are taking this career path seriously.
But I'm going to let you in on a major secret right now. Building practical experience often matters so much more to employers than just having the certificates. A hands-on portfolio. We're talking GitHub projects, detailed security write-ups, capture the flag wins, and home lab projects. That shows employers the real you. They want to see how your brain works, how you troubleshoot problems, and how well you can document your process when things go wrong.
Finally, Section 5, salaries and pitfalls. Let's talk about the rewards and the risks.
Okay, let's get into the real earning potential here. Using lakhs per annum, a standard metric in huge tech hubs like India, freshers can typically expect around 6 LPA starting out. But watch this. Jump to just 1 to 3 years of experience, and you're already looking at 12 LPA. Hit that 3 to 5 year sweet spot, and you can easily be pulling in 20 LPA. And remember, if you eventually specialize in something super niche like cloud security or incident response, the sky is honestly the limit. The financial upside is absolutely massive.
But to actually lock in those salaries, you have to steer clear of some major career traps. The absolute biggest mistakes? Being a theory junkie, completely skipping your networking fundamentals, ignoring Linux, and honestly the most dangerous one of all, taking a single online course and expecting a job offer the next day. The right path is a grind. It demands regular hands-on lab practice, a rock-solid grasp of networking, daily Linux reps, and a commitment to continuous active learning.
Because at the end of the day, it all boils down to this. Consistency beats shortcuts every single time. Becoming a highly paid, deeply respected professional in this space isn't a quick Hollywood hacking montage. It is a very deliberate, step-by-step, day-by-day evolution of your skills.
So, I want to leave you with this thought today. Just start. Really. Even just 1 single hour of focused, distraction-free learning every day will make an unbelievable difference over the course of a few months. The roadmap is laid out right here. The global demand is practically screaming for talent, and the tools are all completely accessible and waiting for you. The only question left is, are you ready to step up and actually protect the digital world? Go dive into your first lab, build that foundation, and I'll see you out there on the front lines.